Hello and welcome to our final newsletter for Term 2. Can you believe it? It's our final newsletter for Term 2. Where has the time gone? Look, I want to start off by thanking Linda Duxbury for leading the college and doing the last newsletter in my absence. And many of you have reached out and inquired as to how my trip back to South Africa went. It was really good to be there and to visit my parents and my parent-in-laws. So thank you for your inquiries and your concern. Now, the last half of the term has been amazing. It's been frantic, so to speak. As you know, in week 6, we had back-to-back Athletics Carnivals. And that was a great day. The next week, week 7, we had Roald Dahl Dress Up Day. And I'm sure many of you witnessed all the photographs on Facebook. I remember coming dressed up as Willy Wonka and going into the fall classroom with the box of lollies and the kids had a great day. Now, in recent times, we've introduced a new wellbeing program called Open Parachute. It's a wellbeing program which has been sponsored by the Sebastian Foundation. Guy Sebastian, I'm sure we all know of Guy Sebastian. And in the initial trial period for the next 12 months, they made it free to all schools. And so we've taken them up on that offer. And we've had our first, and this is a K-12 program, by the way. So it addresses wellbeing issues at the age-specific level. So I remember last week I was in the hall with Year 5s, and the topic there was friendship. And we explicitly taught the students how to develop and sustain friendships. Okay, so and it was a great mix of video activities, worksheets, discussion forums, and I remember thinking, wow, this is fantastic. Now, other topics that the Open Parachute program deals with is bullying, understanding mental health, perseverance, resilience, how to cope with anxiety. So it's a wonderful program that we are introducing across the college, and that would supplement our PBS for our wellbeing framework. Last week, we've been engaging with the Vries sandwich making program. Our School of Connect, which is 5 to 8, and our School of Challenge students from 9 to 12. Students from those two schools have been involved in preparing sandwiches for the Vries van program. And the Vries van program is it's a charity offered by St. Vries, where we go out to feed the homeless on 2 nights every week. Okay, so I'm pleased that we can be contributing towards that service. Now, last week we had Dr Kristy Goodwin, and can I thank those parents who turned up? Look, I'll be honest with you, I was a bit disappointed at the attendance because we had 190 parents RSVP, and on the night we had, just over 80 parents. Now, if you look, I understand that things come up, and thank you to those parents who rang up and said, listen, we RSVP, but we couldn't make it on the night. I get that. But we need parents to support these programs in order to keep them going, okay? And I'm not talking about the cost to the school, because that you subsidize that through your school fees. But I'm hoping that at the next Penn guest speaker night, which would be a term from today, that we'll have a bigger roll-up. The Penn is a structure that you voted on in lieu of the PNF, and we need to get behind it, okay? And at our next pen meeting, which will be in week 3 of term 3, I'm hoping for a bigger representation of our parents. This coming week, we've got the Soiree. And the Soiree is my favorite activity in the term because it's a great opportunity for our students to showcase their musical talents. It's an opportunity to showcase to you parents what the students are learning about in music at the college. So I'm really looking forward to the Soiree, and I'm led to believe if you're planning to turn up to the Soiree, there's going to be a surprise act on the night. In terms of learning, thank you to those parents who have been choosing their Stage 6 electives. And I'm aware that a few weeks ago, Ms. Calisay and Mr. Phillips had an evening where we introduced the Stage 6 electives, and that we are mentoring the students in their choice of electives, and that seems to be going really well. Look, like every other school, we've had staff shortages, and we had to try something different. And I hope that, I know that the video presentations that I did for a hospitality teacher and a science teacher, it worked, because now we are in the process of employing 2 new teachers. So think differently, thinking outside the box, thinking laterally when the traditional doesn't work. That's what we're on about at Santa Sophia. Last Monday, the reports went out. They were meant to go out last Friday, and I wrote to you and apologized as to why they didn't come out on the day that we promised. But I'm sure by now all of you would have received your child's semester report, and we've made a booking available for the student-led conferences. And we're going to spend the remaining part of the term preparing your child for the student-led conferences, okay? It is different to the traditional parent-teacher interview because you want to make it more student-centered, okay? Now, just a reminder that those student-led conferences will take place on the 18th and the 19th of July. It's the first 2 days of the new term. So school effectively will only begin on the Wednesday, the 20th of July, okay? Because the 18th and the 19th are pupil-free days, and on those days we'll run the student-led conferences. Now, to finish off with, I want to talk to you briefly about the Feast of the Sacred Heart, which was on Friday, the 24th of June. And I'm always aware that when I talk about Catholicism or spirituality, that we have a large number of our parents are not Catholic. And so I like to break it down and explain to the audience what a feast day is. So a feast day is a day of celebration. It's like a holy holiday, okay? It's no different to celebrating your birthday or a wedding anniversary. And we often have feast days where we celebrate the lives of saints. And on this day, of the Feast Day of the Sacred Heart, we call to focus on the human heart and its capacity to love. And it's also a reminder to us of the divine love, God's love for us all. Okay, so that's it from me. I'm looking forward to upcoming holidays. It's been a long term, but it's been a most enjoyable term as well. Bye for now.